Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a whole stack of information, articles, research, our own notes, and really boil it down to the crucial insights for you.
That's the goal.
And today, we're diving into something that could genuinely transform how you deal with data. We're looking at Power BI, our mission, to show you how this tool turns raw info, sometimes, let's be honest, pretty messy stuff,
Often messy, yeah.
into clear, actionable knowledge. Basically, helping you become a truly well-informed learner. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I think, is our focus today. It's really on the practical groundwork of Power BI.
The foundations.
Exactly. Not just how you grab data from all these different places, but
Yep.
the really critical steps before you can even start analyzing properly.
Right, setting the stage.
Setting the stage is a perfect way to put it. It's all about getting ready for those real discoveries.
Absolutely. And you should get ready for maybe some surprising facts, definitely some aha moments today.
Oops.
We're going to trace how data goes from just, raw files,
Yeah.
numbers on a page,
Right.
all the way to these slick interactive visuals.
Yeah.
You'll see how fast you can move from confusion to clarity.
And that clarity can really drive decisions, whether it's business or just understanding things better.
Totally. So let's start right at the beginning. Power BI Desktop. What is it, fundamentally?
Okay, so think of Power BI Desktop as your personal data lab.
Your lab, okay.
Yeah, it's a free application, which is a big plus.
Free is good.
Always. And it's incredibly powerful, lets you do that deep data analysis, and importantly, design your visualizations. All right there on your computer.
But it's not just the desktop version, is it? There's an online part, too.
That's a really crucial distinction, yeah. Desktop is where you do the heavy lifting.
Connecting, cleaning.
Exactly. Connecting to data, cleaning it up, transforming it, building the report. The online service, Power BI service, that's more your publishing and sharing hub.
So that's how others see it.
Precisely. You publish your reports there. You manage who gets to see what data. Maybe marketing sees sales stuff. The CEO sees financials.
Based on role.
Right. And you can set up scheduled data refreshes so the reports stay up to date.
Got it. And the sources mentioned something about Macs.
Yes. A key limitation currently, Power BI Desktop itself doesn't run natively on a Mac.
Oh, okay. So Mac users.
They typically rely more heavily on the online platform for creating and editing, or use virtualization. It's something to be aware of.
Good to know. And it's interesting thinking about where Power BI came from. It wasn't just created overnight, was it?
Not at all. It actually evolved from some really popular Excel add-ins.
Like which ones?
Things like Power Query, Power View, Power Map, Power Pivot.
I remember Power Query in Excel.
Exactly. So if you've spent time wrestling data in Excel, parts of Power BI might feel quite familiar, just way more powerful, like a supercharged version.
A natural evolution then. So when you open desktop, what hits you first? The interface.
Yeah, the interface is pretty streamlined. On the left, you've got three main views. Report, that's where your charts live.
Okay.
Data, where you can actually look at the raw data tables.
Right, inspect the numbers.
And model view, which is super important for seeing how different tables connect. We'll definitely get into that.
Okay, report, data, model on the left. What about the right side?
On the right, you've got your main tool panels, the filter pane, the visualizations pane where you choose your charts, and the data fields pane, which lists all your available data columns.
Got it. Seems logical. Ready to dive into the first example, CoreLab 01.
Let's do it. This one's fundamental. Getting data from a standard Excel file.
A very common task, I imagine.
Absolutely. And the source material highlights a fantastic resource for finding this kind of data, especially public data.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's Taiwan's government open data platform, data.gov.tw.
Data.gov.tw.
Yeah. The sources describe it as very, very large and convenient.
Large and convenient. Sounds good.
It really is. Saves researchers just a ton of time compared to, how things used to be done.
So what kind of stuff is on there?
All sorts. Public info. The example used is Miaoli County unemployment rate by education level. Comes as an XLS file.
Okay, real-world data, perfect for practice.
Exactly. A gold mine, really.
So how do you get that into Power BI? Walk us through the steps, high level.
Sure. It's pretty straightforward. You go to the platform, find the file, like that Miaoli County one, download it.
Right, standard download.
Then inside Power BI Desktop, you click Get Data. It's usually prominent on the home ribbon.
Okay.
Then you select Excel Workbook, find your downloaded file, and click Open or Load.
Simple enough. Any potential hiccups? The source mentioned something about an engine.
Yes. Occasionally, depending on your setup and the specific Excel file, you might get an error message mentioning the Microsoft Access database engine.
Okay, that sounds a bit technical.
It can sound intimidating, but usually it's just a matter of needing a small free component from Microsoft. The sources point to a specific solution, like installing the 2010 redistributable.
So solvable.
Generally, yes. It's usually a one-time fix if you encounter it. Don't let it scare you off. The get data experience is mostly very smooth.
Good to hear. So once the unemployment data is in Power BI, what can you actually do with it? What insights pop out?
Right away, you can start building visuals. The example uses a cross-analysis slicer.
A slicer. What's that?
It's basically an on-screen filter. In this case, you could use it to pick a specific year, say 2023.
And the charts update just for that year.
Instantly, yeah. Then maybe a clustered bar chart to compare male and female unemployment rates side by side for that year.
Okay, visual comparison.
And pie chart could show the overall proportion male versus female unemployment.
Gives you the big picture split.
Exactly. But where it gets really interesting is using line charts to see trends over time.
Ah, seeing how things change.
Precisely. You could track male and female unemployment rates separately over several years and break those lines down further by education level, junior high, high school, college, and above.
Wow, okay, so multiple layers of insight on one chart.
And the key thing, as you mentioned earlier, is the interactivity.
Right, clicking that slicer.
Click on 2022 in the slicer, and all those charts, the bar, the pie, the lines, instantly filter to show just 2022 data. Click on College Plus in a legend, and maybe things highlight.
That's really powerful. It's not static anymore.
Not at all. It's dynamic exploration.
So what does this all mean then for someone looking at this Meowly data?
It means you can instantly see, maybe, that while overall unemployment is dropping, unemployment for women with a college degree actually ticked up slightly last year. That's a specific insight you might miss otherwise.
And that could lead to real action.
Yeah.
Like targeted support programs.
Exactly. It turns raw numbers into a story, potentially an actionable one.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's move on to CoreLab Zo2. Pulling data from the web. This sounds potentially messy.
It can be, but Power BI handles it surprisingly well a lot of the time.
Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. We're using a Wikipedia page on the Olympics.
That's the example, yeah. Specifically, a link to the Chinese Wikipedia page about the Olympic Games.
Okay, so how does that work? Do you just copy-paste the whole page?
No, much easier. You go to Get Data again.
Okay.
This time you choose Other and then Web.
Other than web. Got it.
And then you literally just paste the URL of the Wikipedia page into the box.
Seriously? That's it? What about logins or anything?
For public sites like Wikipedia, you usually just select Anonymous Access. Power BI connects and analyzes the page structure.
Wow. Okay, so it reads the web page.
It does, and it's smart enough to identify HTML tables on that page.
Ah, so it looks for structured data within the page code.
Exactly. It'll then show you a list of the tables it found, often with previews.
So you can pick the right one?
Yep. In the Olympic example, you'd look through the previews and select the one that clearly contains the medal data table 6 in this case.
That saves a massive amount of manual work. Scraping websites can be a real pain.
Oh, absolutely. This is a huge time saver.
So once you've pulled in that Olympic medal table, what kind of story can that data tell?
Some really cool historical trends emerge. You could create a clustered column chart.
Okay.
Showing the top nation's gold medal count for each Olympic year. You'd immediately see those huge peaks, like the USA grabbing 83 golds in 84.
The LA Olympics, right. Boycotted by the Soviets?
Exactly. Or maybe 78 golds back in 1904. You visually spot these dominant eras.
Fascinating. What else?
You could use a card visual. Cards are great for showing one key number.
Like a total?
Yep. Here, it could display the total gold medals across all the years in the dataset, which, in the example, was a pretty striking 1319.
1,319 golds in that table. Just one number, but it gives context.
And then maybe a pie chart to show the proportion of those total golds won by the top competing nations.
So you see who got the biggest slice of the pie historically. USA, Soviet Union, maybe others.
Exactly. USA, Soviet Union, Greece might feature prominently depending on the specific data pulled. It gives you that quick comparison of overall historical dominance.
You know, imagine trying to do that manually. Copying from Wikipedia, pasting into Excel, trying to write formulas to sum things up by year and country.
It would take ages and be prone to errors.
For sure. With Power BI, pulling from the web like this, it seems almost instant, relatively speaking.
The speed is definitely a major advantage. It's about quickly turning that raw web info into trends you can actually see and, start asking questions about.
Okay, speed and insight, got it. Let's move to the third lab, CoreLab 03. This one feels a bit more serious, connecting to a database.
Yeah, this moves into typically internal business data. We're using an Access database example here, like a sample beverage order system.
Like for a cafe or something.
Could be, yeah. Orders, customers, products.
So the connection process, similar again, get data.
Similar starting point. Get data, then choose database, then Access database.
You just point into the file.
Yep, browse to your .acdb file or similar Access file and connect.
Okay, but the source is emphasized. This is where things get critical. 2 key steps.
Absolutely crucial. This is where careful work up front saves huge headaches later. Step 1 is data transformation.
Transformation, like cleaning it up.
Exactly. Using Power Query, which is built into Power BI desktop, the example given is correcting member IDs.
Ah, like fixing typos. What was the example?
It mentioned finding instances of member ID P010 and needing to change them consistently to P000.
Okay, seems small, but why is that so critical?
Because, as the source says, if you don't fix inconsistencies like that, your data connection will be wrong. Meaning when you try to link your orders table to your member table later, the IDs won't match up correctly for those members. Your analysis will be flawed.
I see. You might think P010 and P000 in different people, or the link just breaks.
Precisely. The source uses a great analogy. If you don't process these things well, you might think you're making good decisions, but you're actually losing money.
Because your data's lying to you, essentially.
Exactly. Data cleanliness is absolutely paramount, especially with database sources, which often have these kinds of legacy issues or inconsistencies.
Okay, so transformation is step 1. Cleaning and correcting. What's step 2?
Step 2 is data relationships, making sure the different tables talk to each other correctly.
How does that work? Does Power BI do it automatically?
Sometimes it tries. It looks for columns with the same name, like member ID, in both the member data table and the order data table, and might create a link.
But it doesn't always get it right.
No. The source notes, sometimes it doesn't help you with the connection, or it might guess wrong.
So you have to check it.
I must check it. You go into that model view we mentioned earlier.
Ah, the third view on the left.
Yes, and you look at the lines connecting your tables. If a necessary link is missing, like between members and orders,
You add it yourself.
you manually drag the member ID field from one table and drop it onto the member ID field in the other table. You create the relationship explicitly.
Ensuring that Power BI knows how an order relates to a specific customer.
Exactly. And how it relates to a specific product via a product ID link and so on. This ensures the data flows correctly across your entire analysis.
Got it. Transformation and relationships. Critical steps. So, assuming you've done those properly with the beverage data, what insights can you then pull out?
Now you get the really valuable business insights. You could build a pie chart, for instance, showing total quantity sold by product series.
Like coffees, teas, juices.
You might see instantly that, say, juice makes up 33.3% of your total volume sold.
Yeah.
Tells you where your main business is.
Okay, product category performance.
Then maybe a clustered bar chart looking at who buys what.
Which customers buy which categories?
Right. You might find, as the example suggests, that one customer, Yang Detu, buys the most milk tea.
Okay, milk tea fan.
While another, Chen Shoshan, is the biggest buyer of American-style beverages.
Interesting. So you can see customer preferences very clearly.
Very clearly. This helps you understand your high-value customers, not just by total spend, but by what they value.
You can use slicers here too, right?
Oh, yeah. Interactive slicers for product series and member names.
So you could click on juice and see who the top juice buyers are.
Instantly. Or click on Yang Datu and see their entire purchase pattern across all categories. Really lets you drill down.
That feels very targeted. What about trends over time?
For that, a line and clustered column chart works well.
Bit of a mouthful. Line and clustered column.
Yeah, it combines both. You could track the total sales amount for each product series over time, maybe month by month.
So you see the ups and downs?
Exactly. You might spot sales peaking in August, maybe dipping in November, then climbing again in December for the holidays.
Helps with planning inventory?
Staffing, promotions, absolutely. Identifies those crucial peaks and troughs in your business cycle.
This really connects back to what you said about understanding customer value. It's not just about who spends the most overall.
Yeah, it's much richer.
It's about who buys what, when they buy it, are they consistent, This is how you figure out who your VIPs really are, right?
Precisely. So you can tailor your marketing, offer Yangda Tu a deal on milk tea, maybe let Chen Shoshan know about a new Americano blend. It allows for much smarter engagement.
That makes perfect sense. It moves beyond just generic reporting.
Absolutely. And that brings us to a really key takeaway from the source material, looking beyond just the how-to.
Yeah. What's the bigger picture?
The tool itself, Power BI, it's powerful, yes, but it's not the biggest point.
Okay, so what is the biggest point?
The real value lies in sort of three things. First, how to collect data and thinking critically about what kind of data you actually need.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out applies here too.
Definitely. Second, how to analyze data. Choosing the right visualizations, asking the right questions of the data.
Making sense of it.
And third, maybe most important, how to find commercially useful information from that analysis. How do you turn those charts into actual business intelligence?
Into something that makes a difference.
That's the goal.
So really, the aim of this deep dive and learning these Power BI skills isn't just about making fancy charts.
Though they can look good.
True. But it's more about making your reports, your analysis, genuinely impactful, something that helps drive better decisions.
Exactly. It's about confidently answering the so what question for your data.
Okay. So we've covered quite a journey today. Started with basic Excel files.
The foundation.
Moved to pulling live data straight off the web, like the Olympics example.
Which is surprisingly powerful.
And then tackled the complexities of database connections, emphasizing that critical transformation and relationship building.
Crucial steps for accurate insights, yeah.
And in each case, the pattern was clear, turning raw, sometimes messy data into these dynamic, interactive dashboards.
Dashboards ready to yield real insights.
Right? Insights that can actually help you make smarter choices.
So maybe a final thought to leave people with, something provocative. As you start exploring your own data, maybe using these techniques, really pause and think about the initial assumption you're making. How clean do you assume your data is? How correct do you assume those relationships are?
Question those assumptions.
Yes. Because how might just one hidden error in preparing that data, one missed or wrong connection, how could that completely skew your entire analysis, leading you to potentially wrong conclusions? And those wrong conclusions could impact real-world decisions, maybe financial ones, maybe strategic ones. It's worth that extra diligence up front.
That's a powerful point. The foundations really matter. So the challenge for you, the listener, is what questions could you answer about your own data? What trends are hiding in plain sight? If only you mastered these first steps.
Acquisition and transformation, they unlock everything else.
Absolutely. Keep exploring, stay curious, and think critically about your data. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.